What's the best cameo where someone plays himself? Okay, might be a bit niche, but there is a really good French TV show called Call My Agent. They have some celebrities playing themselves in each episode. I think one of my favorite appearances was Jean Dujardin, famous French actor, who actually won an Oscar a few years back. Oh, and the episode with Monica Bellucci is really good too. There's even an episode with Sigourney Weaver, although not my favorite cameo in this show. Oh, for the more WTF side of cameos, Paris Hilton cameoed in Supernatural. She tries to kill them with an axe if I remember correctly. Kurt Smith in Psych. He actually did 2 cameos. One where he got hired by a rich guy to just play everybody wants to time the world constantly for ambience, and one where he got eaten by zombies. I think he may have done a 3rd cameo in one of the movies too. The film Human Centipede 2 is about a man who watched Human Centipede and decided to make a real one. He manages to get one of the actresses from the first movie, so she plays herself getting Human Centipede like the character she played in the first movie. I always thought the politicians who play themselves in Parks and Rec were hilarious. Especially Madeleine Albright and John McCain, RIP to both. Ah, back when there could be bipartisan joy in politics. That random gorilla suit guy in old Jackass show was actually Brad Pitt. It just never made sense to me at the time. Jackass wasn't even that popular and Pitt never even really speaks or looks at a camera. Jack Black and the Muppets. You kidnapped Jack Black? That's illegal. But Kermit, what's more illegal, briefly inconveniencing Jack Black, or destroying the Muppets? Jack Black. Larry David playing George Costanza, in turn a fictional character based on Larry That Counts. John Glenn Frasier. I love that scene where he's talking about seeing strange things in space, but Frasier and Roz aren't listening because they're arguing. I thought this was for the app, Cameo. In that case I was going to say Colin Mochrie. Apparently he does amazing. Whose line is it anyway? Bits for you. Neil Patrick Harris and Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. It literally revitalized his career and got him the role of Barney on How I Met Your Mother. I think it's Rob Thomas from Matchbox 20 and iZombie. Starts performing This Is How a Heart Breaks only to end up as a tasty snack for some zombies. Gotta go with Prince on New Girl, Bon Jovi and 30 Rock. I hate it here. ETA actually maybe Buzz Aldrin. Would you like to yell at the moon with Buzz Aldrin? Don't trust a bee in apartment 23. James Van Der Beek has a recurring role as himself. Dawson's Creek actor backstory and all. Gary Busey and Entourage. I think they may have just told him it was a documentary and he didn't even have lines given to him. Marcel Marceau and Mel Brooks' silent movie. The famous mime had the only speaking role in the movie. He said, "No non." What about cameos of characters from other movies shows? Because The Vampire Council and What We Do in the Shadows is my vote. I like the scenes with Tom Felton and P. Diddy and Get Him to the Greek. Can't remember if P. Diddy was playing himself though. Not sure if it would count. But Julia Roberts' character Tess Austin in Ocean's 12 impersonating Julia Roberts. Ewan McGregor, Ryan Reynolds, Christopher Lloyd, Gilbert Gottfried plus more in A Million Ways to Die in the West. This Is the End is full of gold like this. Michael Cera, Danny McBride, Emma Watson, Channing Tatum. So good. Loved Hugh Jackman in The Night at the Museum sequel. Every funnier when he played himself playing Wolverine. Nick Cage, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Not a cameo I know, but from a certain point of view. Timothy Olyphant in the final season of The Good Place will always be one of my absolute favorites. Tom Petty in The Postman. Just the mayor of a small California settlement after the apocalypse. I like to think that Channing Tatum was playing himself in his uncredited Bullet Train cameos. John Malkovich. I misunderstood the question, but he did such an amazing job on that movie. Anytime we see Weird Al Yankovic in movies. Even in My Little Pony he plays himself. Sting. Only Murders in the Building. Matthew Broderick, Only Murders in the Building. Lance Armstrong in Dodgeball. But it has changed from uplifting to deeply cynical. Liam Neeson on Life's Too Short. Arnold Schwarzenegger playing himself meeting his alter ego in Last Action Hero. Not a cameo, but literally everyone in This Is the End. That movie is so funny. Stan Lee and Captain Marvel in Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. Bill Nye and Neil deGrasse Tyson on Stargate Atlantis. Punches are thrown. Timothy Olyphant in The Good Place. Surprised no one mentioned that yet. One that dude from Flash Gordon and Ted. 2 Mike Tyson in The Hangover. Keanu Reeves in Always Be My Maybe. He was hilariously over the top. Oscar Goodman, former mayor of Las Vegas, playing himself in Casino. Keanu Reeves in Always Be My Maybe. I was laughing the whole time. Marshall McLuhan. You have no idea what I'm trying to say. Lance Armstrong, Dodgeball. Before he got busted for cheating. Liam Neeson and Ted When He Wants to Buy Cereal is pretty good. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I think Michael Cera plays himself in literally every movie. Jennifer Lopez and Will and Grace. Makes me laugh every time. Kevin Bacon and Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Sinbad and Rob Thomas on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Ryan Reynolds taking a bullet to the dome in Deadpool 2. James Van Der Beek in Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23. James Van Der Beek in Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23. Johnny Depp in the Fast Show Suit to Surf sketch. James Marsden in Jury Duty is absolutely hysterical. Jennifer Lopez playing herself on Will and Grace. David Hasselhoff in the SpongeBob movie was a laugh. Dwight Howard and Kurt Warner on Sweet Life on Deck. I liked Pete Davidson in The Rookie if that counts.